Hey, this is Melissa, and I want to talk a little bit more about what I learned from losing my mom unexpectedly. In my last video, I talked a little bit about how I dealt with that, with being pregnant, and how I chose to kind of handle it initially. But I want to talk today a little bit more about how that affected me going forward. And now it's been a little over 7 years, and so I had just had a baby, and it probably took me a little bit more than a year to get to the point where I was actually ready to get involved in business again, where I felt like I'd kind of gotten over the newborn stage and lack of sleep, and I was ready to add more back to my plate in the form of business venture. But losing my mom so unexpectedly, and it was like I told you in the last video, it was her first day of summer vacation, and she had so many plans that she'd been putting off until the summer. And that following fall, she planned to retire so that she could spend more time with her grandkids. She had just gotten her passport, and she only was able to receive one stamp on that passport, and that was for a trip to Niagara Falls in Canada. So there was so much that she had put off till when she retired, and then she was going to do all the fun things she'd always wanted to do. And unfortunately, she never had the opportunity. So for me, in looking at that, I made a decision that I could no longer continue to live my life in a way where I was always sacrificing what I wanted to do for when I was more successful or when I had more money or when my kids were older. And I decided that it was really important for me to find a way to live my life in a more balanced way, in a way that allowed me to do what I needed to do for money and in my business, but also still staying much more balanced with family time and fun and self-care and all of those things to really have a good life now and not just continue putting that off for the future. So I would encourage you to, how can you decide to live your life in a way where you're allowing yourself to have what you want now and not just putting everything off until some future date when you have everything in place?